we are not going to travel across the Atlantic back to the other side of the pond, to the US. We will now hear from US Senator Mike Rounds from South Dakota, the incoming chair of the AI Caucus in the Senate. Senator, the floor is yours.
I'm honored to join you today at the 4th edition of the Athens Roundtable on Artificial Intelligence and the Rule of Law. I'd like to thank Vice President Eva Kalili for having hosted the Roundtable at the European Parliament yesterday. I'd also like to thank all of the conference attendees for coming together to discuss many of the important issues surrounding AI. Artificial intelligence, or AI, has become a buzzword, but a lot of individuals responsible for creating laws or rules impacting this technology may not even understand what it is. Hearing and using this buzzword is one thing, but we don't do a very good job of explaining what it is. It's important to understand that it is already with us and that it is moving forward regardless of whether or not the laws and rules that may impact its long-term success have been developed. An example of challenges posed by artificial intelligence and the rule of law occurred during the Second Nagorno-Karabakh War between Armenia and Azerbaijan in September of 2020. Azerbaijan deployed drones which were programmed to communicate with each other to pick out targets within an identified kill zone. And then among themselves, the drones decided which of them was going to attack which targets with which munitions. This was done with no human in the kill chain, otherwise known as the concept of human out of the loop. This is a new stage in warfare enabled by artificial intelligence. Previously, humans were usually in the loop with respect to targeting decisions. They had a direct role in any kill chain decision. This human out of the loop concept is something that international law will need to recognize, while domestic law will need to grapple with similar issues. Just imagine a domestic situation where a police agency is trying to save hostages. What role will artificial intelligence play in decision making when innocent people's lives hang in the balance? Or as another example, will domestic law allow artificial intelligence to be used for finding and perhaps detaining a dangerous criminal with human out-of-the-loop technologies being deployed? There will be many scenarios where artificial intelligence could be called upon with humans out of the loop, and the law must adapt to these dynamic changes. It's critical that we think about these issues now. I believe we need to recognize these technologies and establish laws that strike the right balance between public safety, security, and privacy. Having the opportunity for individuals to work within the artificial intelligence community to be able to share their capabilities and concerns with individuals who traditionally write the laws and the rules that our society subscribes to is a very important process. Bringing together individuals with competencies in the arenas of technology and public lawmaking is critical. Some countries may see the use of artificial intelligence in a way which helps government, disregarding personal freedoms. Other countries will focus on the use of artificial intelligence in a way that may not only help the government, but also help the higher goals many countries seek in terms of more humane treatment of individuals and a higher standard of living, not just within their own countries, but in other countries as well. Countries that integrate public and private sector AI initiatives that complement one another will have a comparative advantage. Earlier this year, I visited the United Arab Emirates and was able to see some of the UAE's new AI initiatives, including implementation of an AI ministry, a recently published AI strategy, and their new University of AI for graduate level students. One big takeaway I had from the visit was that the government in the UAE gets the importance of integrating AI throughout the country, and it is moving at a quicker pace in terms of implementing governmental change than what I've seen in other countries. 2 years ago in Congress, we passed the National AI Initiative Act, which created a coordinated effort across the federal government to accelerate AI research and applications to support economic prosperity and national security. One key AI governance measure from this particular act was the formation of the National Artificial Intelligence Advisory Committee, or called NIAC, to advise the President on AI issues. This committee has broad interdisciplinary expertise with experts from academic institutions, companies across diverse sectors, nonprofit and civil society entities, and federal laboratories. The group has taken important steps towards shaping policy. At its first meeting in May of 2022, the committee discussed the use of AI with regard to national competitiveness, issues related to AI workforces, and whether there is adequate national oversight of AI systems. While this is just the start, the committee is an example of how various stakeholders can be included in policy making. As next year's co-chair of the Senate AI Caucus, I think one area of emphasis will be how AI complements and enhances cybersecurity. We need to position the U.S. and our allies for success in cybersecurity, and this will invariably mean leveraging AI in a safe and secure manner, which requires adequate laws. We also need to create opportunities through legislation and executive branch action to foster AI partnerships with allies and partners. Not only government-to-government collaboration, but also between the private sector, academia, and nonprofits. The time is now to establish the social mores and the legal expectations for organizations that have artificial intelligence competencies. This roundtable is an example, this roundtable is an excellent opportunity for experts in these fields to learn from one another and perhaps suggest a path forward for policymakers. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank the Athens Roundtable on Artificial Intelligence and the Rule of Law for bringing us together today. Thank you for participating in this challenging and unique frontier.
Many thanks, Senator.